listen to me. Bring that music down so you die wrong. Hey, I didn't see you there. Hi. Hello and welcome to the first viewing. So today I saw Free Starting Days, the first of the movies for the anime Free. I did a review of the first season of Free a couple of weeks ago. If you want to check that out, link will be in the description. It is a very, very good show overall, and I definitely enjoy it, and I was really excited about this film. So this film takes place before the first season of the show, and it's all about Haru and Makoto during their first year of middle school. So at first I was a bit worried that the film was just going to do the same arc from the show, and in a way it did, but the much bigger and more important arcs are far more unique to this film. The film gives Makoto, Hikuya, and Asahi their own individual arcs, but also a much greater arc for the entire team throughout the film. I really like the story between the Kirishima brothers where Hikuya learns to be his own person and not so much follow other people. His arc is something that I think a lot of people could definitely learn from and benefit from. Now it does feel a bit forced when they push Haru and Makoto apart for a bit in the story, but I still think that that whole arc is really good for Makoto's character, who normally doesn't really get a whole lot of individual attention. He's always sort of next to helping Haru in some way. It helps develop him as an individual character a lot better, as well as helping us strengthen our understanding of his relationship with Haru. And that arc specifically ends in a really great, heartfelt scene between the two that perfectly showcases their relationship and their dynamic very, very well. Though that scene is still really sus. Now it feels a bit odd for them to do a prequel that involves two completely new characters that are supposed to be Haru and Makoto's best friends throughout middle school, but then in the first season of the show they are never mentioned or referenced at all. I mean, it's obvious that these characters did not exist in the writers' minds until this movie. And that also applies to Haru's mother, who never appears in the first season of the show at all. In fact, his parents are never even mentioned or referenced, where here she's a prominent character. Though I'm sure later seasons of the show will explain this and smooth things over a little bit, it's just a really stark difference and it feels a bit odd. Now, the animation in this film, just like in the show, is incredible, especially on the water. It looks crystal clear and really some of the best animation I've seen in a while. It's also really funny like the show. In fact, I would say it's probably a lot more funny than the show. Especially Asahi, who is an incredibly stupid character, but that really is what makes him such a fun and motivational character. Also, it was completely pointless to just throw Rei into the film halfway through, but he was just a minor side character and they didn't overdo it, so it came across really funny and it was just a fun moment. Overall, I really like this movie, but it just seems a lot less important than the show. Like, it's a much smaller story that doesn't impact the characters nearly as much. Which makes sense seeing as it's a prequel and the characters, especially Haru and Makoto, need to effectively be the same people at the end of this film that they are at the start of the first season. But it just makes this film's story feel a lot weaker. Though I think it would have been much stronger and stood out more if it hadn't focused on Rin so much. Especially at the end. It's like they're afraid to move on from the story of the show and let this film be its own story. And that just kind of gets in the way of this film's story, as well as almost negating the arcs from the show. This film is really fun, and it's something that fans of the show can definitely enjoy. Though it is a lot less deep than the show, that's okay. It is overall a really fun movie with fun characters and fun scenes that just about anybody, but especially fans of the show Free, can enjoy. Thank you all for watching this installment of the first viewing. If you enjoyed, please leave a like, comment, maybe even subscribe. Thank you all again for watching, and have a nice day.
映画ハイスピードフリースターティングデイズ